Inderdaad. En groete aan jou, my geheilige en geliefde vriend. Baie dankie dat jy my hier op 'n nuwe lewendige stroom uh dat jy hierdie oomblik saam met my deel. Ek waardeer dit. Rarig. Dit beteken vir my meer as wat ek vir jou kan sê. En die snaakse gedeelte is dat ek kan vir jou baie dinge sê vandag en jy gaan amper niks daarvan verstaan nie. Ek stem ook saam. Yes. Yes, Isaac. Yes, Shannon. Yes, Ryan. Dit is so lekker om julle hier te hê. Ek is lief vir jou ook. Hey, op lekker. Ja, ground equal. Dit is heel lekker. Is die 'n Afrikaanse stream? Ek is lief daarvoor. Ek weet nie. Dalk is dit 'n Afrikaanse stream. Isaac. Soos hulle my gesê het, dis die 1 April vandag. Glo. So, ons moet ietsie doen. Ietsie net so 'n bietjie grap te maak. Ons het Shannon wat vir ons sê, hallo Meld en hallo pragtige vriende. Ek hoop elke een van julle is goed vandag. Dankie, Shannon. Dankie vir jou liefde. Ons waardeer dit regtig. Dankie Jovan dat jy my enjoy hierso vandag. Ek mag nie die woord join sê nie. Hoe sê mens in Afrikaans join? Dat jy hierdie oomblik saam met my deel? Join. Dat jy hier so is. Dat jy opdaag. Jy weet wat opdaag. Opdaag is wat dit is. Die groot trek. Hallo. Lyn. Hemeltop. Dit is lekker om jou te sien vandag, man. Dink nie ek kan onthou wanneer die laaste keer was wat ek jou regtig gesien het nie, maar dis lekker om jou nou hier te hê. Wat is ons intensie? So backmood jam kry. Hoe weet jy wat dit beteken? Hoe weet jy wat dit beteken, Ryan? Hoe weet jy? So ek is just volgende vlak. Ek sukkel actually om nie Engelse woorde te sê nie. It is kind of weird. So moeilik om nie Engels te praat nie. Yes. Is alright, Alex. Okay, intensie. Intensie vir vandag gaan wees verstaan. Ek dink verstaan is dalk 'n goeie intensie. Want julle verstaan my nie. Hierdie is iets wat julle nie het vandag nie. Hierdie is so vuur. Hou aan, sê Shelly. Ek sal. Ek sal aangaan. Net op wat jy so gesê het, Shelly. Baie dankie. Dankie vir jou. Dankie vir jou. Ondersteuning, dis die regte woord. Ondersteuning. Ek waardeer dit regtig. Verstaan en ondersteun. Weet jy wat? Ek dink ek gaan albei sit vandag. Dis bietjie moeilik. Dis bietjie moeilik om hierdie aan te hou doen. Ek cringe mildly. En ek sê nog steeds Engelse woorde. Wie was dit agter jou? Dit was Alex. Ons man wat vir ons tuin sorg. Ground equal. Is jy Afrikaans actually, dude? So jy verstaan my. Een persoon wat my verstaan ten minste. Isaac sê, maar hoe baie hout sal 'n houtchak as 'n houtchak hout in Afrikaans? Soos die woord chak, daar's nie regtig 'n woord vir chak in Afrikaans nie. Daar was die woord vir join.
Wat is die sin?
Ek kan dit nie in Engels sê nie, maar die sin is how much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Hoe baie kan 'n
hout sal 'n houtkapper kaap as 'n houtkapper?
Is 'n kapper, ja. Hoe baie hout sal 'n houtkapper kaap as 'n houtkapper hout moes kap?
Ek dink dis wat 'n woodchucker is.
Basically, ja. Ek sukkel om ek kom nou meer agter ek sê Engelse woorde omdat ek jy's nie probeer Engelse woorde sê nie. We need nou serieus.
April Fools net gehad.
Wat wys ons daar? Wie vir jou?
Jy van nie.
April Fools?
Ek sê ek lief vir jou, sê ek April Fools.
Ja, sien, dis vieslik. Sy sê vir my sy's lief vir my en dan sê sy April Fools.
Lief vir jou.
Ek lief vir jou sis.
Actually.
Aha. Nee, ek kan nog iets sê as jy wil. Ryan. Selfs om Ryan te sê, klink vir my Engels. Ryan sê dat Nelson hier sou moet wees en ek stem saam. Waar is Nelson? Nelson the dog. Ons summon. Al wat ek doen is ek wys vir julle hoe sleg my Afrikaans is. En dis bietjie embarrassing. Ek weet nie wat die woorde is nie. Ek kan verseker 100% beter Engels praat as wat ek Afrikaans kan praat. En ek kom dit nou meer agter. Dalk is dit wat hierdie April Fools my wys is enigiets, is dat Engels eintlik nou my eerste taal. 'n Fucking massiewe boom. Niemand sit barbecue in die hoek nie. Niemand nie. Skakmat, groot brein individu. Hy is te goed. If you ek kan nie Engels praat nie. Ek weet nie hoe om 'n enkele Engelse woord te sê nie. Ek wil desperaat. Ek speel meer 'n grap op myself as enigiemand anders. Dis die grap ook. Dalk is ek die eerste trek van my joint vat. Dis wat ek actually begin Engels praat. En hierdie is moeilik. Ek weet nie of ek hiervan hou nie. Ek is regtig nie seker of ek hiervan hou nie. It's kind of weird. Kind of, sê ek. Kind of. Nogals. Dis nogals vreemd. Dis die manier hoe ek dit in perfekte Afrikaans sal sê. Kom ek probeer om bietjie respek te hê vir my eie taal. Ek voel dalk is ek bietjie te veel in my eie kop. Sê, ja. Dis presies wat dit was. Haal asem in jou hart in en praat van jou hart af. Ek hoef nie goed Afrikaans te praat om nog steeds te kan sê wat ek wil sê nie. Ek sukkel so bietjie, om eerlik te wees, dis definitief nie maklik nie. Maar ek gaan dit net vir 'n rukkie doen, want ek voel daar sou 'n bietjie van 'n punt, jy weet wat bereik word deur julle vriende ook en dan gaan julle net soos wees, okay, genoeg. En ek wil nie regtig hê julle moet voel genoeg nie. So ek sal dit doen tot ek vir genoeg gevoel het. Om dit te sê. Drink koffie. Nee. Dit is nie in my kop nie. Eden, this is Hey, so Nelson saying ek is op Twitch stroom met liefde aanmeld en 'n chat. Natuurlik, sprinkels ook. Baie dankie Nelson. Baie dankie my geliefde broer. Ons stuur jou so baie liefde. Have a good. Het 'n goed waken en wakenbak? Ek weet nie. Wakenbak? Tegnies is die direkte translation, maar wakenbak klink nie so goed soos wake and bake nie. Nie heeltemal. Letterlik, Isaac sê, letterlik die eerste keer was ek so flippel genade, het ek al klaar taal getranscendeer. Ewe skielik verstaan ons nie meer die woorde wat uit mense se monde uitkom nie. Ek bedoel, dit is 1 April, dude. So ek moes iets doen. Om ons net so bietjie ons breine te vang, jy weet, en ons wonder wat die hel is aan die gang. Sekere mense praat met my voor ek koffie drink en dit mag net sowel Afrikaans wees. Dit is my brein, sê Eden. Dit is so baie pret om te probeer sin maak van wat hy sê. Dit kan wees, Ryan, maar dit is moeilik. Ek is besig om bietjie te struikel. Die woord wat ons het, ek weet nie of suffer Afrikaanse woord is nie. Struikel, ek voel struikel is die woord wat ek reg moet gebruik, soos ek val bietjie, nie dat ek reg sukkel heeltemal met dit self nie, maar soos wat ek hier so bietjie daar staan. Verstaan. Ons het actually al 'n verstaan joint onlangs gerook. Maar ek voel dit is begals heel gepast met vandag se Afrikaanse stroom. En dit gaan net vir 'n rukkie wees, weer eens. Gaan nie vir lank wees nie. Ek dink sodra hierdie ding klaar gerook is, gaan ek ewe skielik begin Afrikaans praat. ag ek bedoel, gaan ek ewe skielik begin Engels praat. Ons sal maar sien hoe dit uitwerk. Hierdie is nogals 'n proses vir my ook. Is bietjie weird. Ek voel rarig uit my element uit. Dit is soos al die goeters wat ek weet hoe om te sê, weet ek nie hoe om te sê in Afrikaans nie. Soos ek weet hoe om meeste goed in Afrikaans te sê, maar ek voel ek meng my taal so baie al klaar as ek Afrikaans praat. En nou omdat ek nie enige Engelse woorde wil sê nie, maak dit my baie bewus. Ek weet nie of ek wil actually begin praat oor vandag se onderwerp nie. Isaac. Dis jy voel. Is dit jy voel, Isaac? Voet ek sê ground even Nelson. Dis waarom nie van jou sê die sees. Hallo Aunt Beer. Dat jy ons hierso weer vind. Dat jy van jou tyd vat om dit aan ons te gee. Ek waardeer dit so baie. Ons is lief vir jou. Bethany. So lief vir jou. Is this not being cooperative? There we go. Ek bly Engelse woorde sê. Dit is so moeilik om nie Engelse woorde te sê nie. Ek kan nie mooi verstaan wat die taal is nie, maar groete op die 420. Dankie, Nero. Ek sien jou ook, vriend. Dis nie veronderstel om te verstaan nie. As jy kon verstaan, dan was jy 10 Afrikaans gewees. Maar dit gaan nie al lank aangaan nie. Dalk nog so rukkie. Nog net so rukkie. Binnekort. As hierdie ding klaar gerol is, gaan ek hom begin rook. En as hy begin gerook raak, gaan ek begin Engels praat. Ek beloof oor. Jy moet net 'n rukkie geduldig wees. Eden sê, ek het gewerk vir 'n blinde vrou van Suid-Afrika af. Sy sou met my praat in Afrikaans en sy was so kwaad vir die ander kollegas. Ek het nog nooit nodig gehad om translasie te hê en nou is ek kwaad. Ek het nooit 'n translasie nodig gehad om te weet sy's kwaad nie. Ja, dit is Afrikaanse mense. Kan ek dit verloor? Isaac sê, dit is nogals snaaks hoe ons kan die comments lees, weet dat Mel probeer om te verstaan, ten minste die sentiment tegnies, ten minste. Dit is cool om te sien hoe kommunikasie nog steeds moontlik is. Wat 'n goeie punt. Dit is, Isaac. I found you again, sexually harassed panda. Ek is so jammer, jou seksuele nie gemolesteer nie. Mag dalk gemolesteer wees. Panda. Dankie jy ons weer hierso vind, panda. Wanneer die swembad leeg is dit nie die beste om in te spring nie. Daai is goeie advies wat jy vir ons daar se gee, Ground Equal. Jovan sê, ek gaan vat I'm blessed to rain down in Afrikaans. Ek sien die so ek gaan dit gaan so baie vat om my van jou af weg te sleep. Daar is niks wat 100 mans of meer ooit kan doen nie. Ek sien die reën hier in Afrikaans. Goeie môre, Lisa. Dit is so lekker om jou hier so te hê. Dankie dat jy hier plek is met ons vind. Hoë kwaliteit mense inderdaad, waarvan jy een is. Uncle Becky, meneer Brandon homself. April, die 1ste van April nogals van almal, so glo, jy weet, speel mense baie keer grappies. Ek rol vir myself 'n ou Zol. Ek grap. Of ek praat Afrikaans, is die rol van die Zol. Altans. Goeie gelukkige Vrydag. aan Tannie B tegnies. Waar gaan jy vir lentebreek? Hoe sê jy good afternoon en môre, goeiemiddag, goeienaand. Goeiemôre, goeiemiddag, goeienaand. Daarso is jy Nero, daarso is al die verskillende variasies vir jou. Isaac. Ek het jou weer gevind. Geseksualiseerde panda. 'n Quota vir die tye tegnies. Tyd om my eie te rol. Dis nog steeds 5 hier in die middag though. Ek bedoel 5 in die middag is nog wel alright. 5 in die middag dink ek is actually heeltemal alright, jy weet. Dis 20 minute na 4 op hierdie stadium. So presies 4:20 waar ek is. I bless the rains down in Africa. My stokkie lig nie. Dalk moet ek hom net aftap. Goeie partner, collega. Jy al ek kry skaam. Ek voel ek kan nie eens my eie taal ordentlik praat nie. En ek weet nie of ek regtig hoef nie, want ek voel ek is besig om te leer om Engels te praat. Meer mense gaan my Engels verstaan as dit mense my ooit in Afrikaans sal verstaan. Ek glo daar het al nie meer mense gehoor praat in Engels as wat daar so mense is wat Afrikaans verstaan, tegnies. Dis bietjie weird. Dis was 'n crazy hoeveel informasie actually om op te vat. So ja, Engels is definitief my eerste taal op hierdie stadium. Ek weet nie eens of ek wil Afrikaans praat nie. Soos ek probeer baie keer Afrikaans praat met my familie, maar die probleem is, ek het die dinge wat ek praat en dinge wat ek verstaan, het ek geartikuleer in Engels in my kop. So dit is so moeilik om my boodskap oor te dra aan iemand as ek Afrikaans probeer praat. So ek voel nou veral dat ek amper soos 'n grap op myself speel. Dit was veronderstel gewees om 'n grap op julle te wees, maar graps op my. Die universe, die heelal spoeg sy koffie uit. R/plek. Laat ons die plek op 1 pixel elke 5 minute. Ek soek Hayward Hill om te koördineer 'n plek wat sê huis van Wholesome of kindness. Goedheid? Goedheid is vry. Gratis tegnies ook. Samestelling van koffie uitspoeg. O, die synchronicity. Okay, genoeg, verstaan. Verstaan. Verstand. Understand. Understand? What do you mean understand? Verstaan beteken understand. Javan say, as I expected, it's a lot prettier in Afrikaans. What the hell? Am I understanding? Our creation will be Reddit history. It already is, Uncle Becky. There's nothing we need to do. There's nothing more we need to do. It's already history. We've already made history, friends. Here we are. Making history. You know, like this whole this whole time I've been communicating, but I just communicated in a different language. And if you understood my language, you would have understood exactly what I was saying. But you still did. Technically, you still did. You just didn't understand as you. And even if the world doesn't understand what it is we're doing, Uncle Becky, it is done. We've done it. So, like, I feel, you know, if we set these expectations, they can create like a lot of turmoil. Like maybe give us clear instructions as to how we can do that. Because I went and I clicked on that post, but I had a hard time, seeing any actionable action I can take, if you will. But Viet, our creation is already going down in Reddit history, and it's just the start of it, dude. It's like the infancy. Like, just think about how long it takes to build, like a city, or how long it takes to build a society or a civilization. We're doing that, and we're starting with Reddit. We've already made history, dude. Like, you're in the history books right now, Uncle Becky. It just doesn't happen to be the now that you think you're in. That it is weird that I know what he's saying, even though I don't know what he's saying. It's not weird at all, Eden. It is perfectly in tune. And it's crazy to me because that is basically what I want to talk about today. That is the message that came to me. Is this one of you can and I got to experience this in person. You can share the exact word for word same information with two different individuals, and those two different individuals will have their own infinite experience, right? But not only will they have their own infinite experience, but those infinite experiences can be both sides of that same infinity. As in, one person can hear a bit of information and then feel 100% aligned and resonating with it, and another person can hear that exact same information and feel completely separated and even in disdain or in disgust of that information. And it's so crazy to me because no matter what that information is, once you share it with someone that actually understands you, really knows what you're saying, you can hear them even though you don't understand the words that are coming out of their mouth. Excuse me? Yeah, Eden, like we are powerful beyond measure. Literally. Like literally, literally. So, like just think about that for a second. There are not enough tools, not sensitive enough, not, specialized enough, not deep enough to analyze the depth, the intensity, the power of your humanness, your creativity, your ability to process emotion, your ability to experience beauty, your ability to, have a good time with being at food, being at touch, being at listening to music. The amount of depth and the amount of power that you possess as a human being is staggering. It's staggering. Like literally, what more could we want for? What more can we want for other than what already is you now? It's like just like I think, and I've shared this with you, friends. Like I think of human beings as infinities. Just like walking, talking infinities, and then also fractals. Like a infinite fractal. You're like fractaling upwards. You're fractaling into your older body, right? And then all of the experiences that go along with you fractals into your behavior and the way you talk and the things, the way you react to your external environment, etc., etc., etc. And then also you have this duality within inside of yourself: masculine, feminine, destroyer and creator, the devil and God. However you want to identify, you have both of those sides in you, and you can see it. If you actually look for the infinity in people, you can see which part they identify. They either identify with the part that is vast and ceaseless, or they identify with the part that is, ever shrinking and limited. But that is the joke. Like infinity goes in both directions. You can go into an infinite amount of negative numbers, as you can go into an infinite amount of positive numbers. And you're the center. you're you're where it starts. Which way do you want to go? Which interpretation do you want to pull from the same bit of information? And it's okay. No matter what interpretation you pull from the information, you're going to be that infinite fractal, choosing to go into that fractal direction. And it's so beautiful now that I'm allowing myself to see that in other human beings, instead of it being like, oh, I expect you to say this thing, I expect you to feel this way. You're like, oh, look at that. Infinity. doing its thing. And I'm like, all right, you do your, thing. That's okay, because you're still going to reach the same point. You're still going to reach the same point. Thank you, Eden, for having reached this point, my friend. How crazy. How far we've come. How far we've come to be here now. I'm crying. I laughed out loud. Oh, Lisa, it's so nice to have you here. Jy het al Afrikaans praat in jou verlede taal. You spoke Afrikaans in your last life, right? Telepathy. Literally telepathy. It's telepathy. Because I'm just making sounds, you know? And I could be making sounds in a myriad of different languages that are recognized on our planet. I could be making sounds that are not recognized from this planet. And yet, still something was heard, something was felt, something was experienced. I said something, even though the words I was saying wasn't something that was said. Or at least it wasn't something that could be said on planet Earth. Just infinities everywhere. Benefits of talking daily, maybe. You really learn that person when you pay attention. I wouldn't be surprised at this point, Isaac, that we've literally been able to tune into each other's mindsets to the point because of the amount of intensity we share with, like it's a frequency we're putting out, almost like the time in which we're putting the frequency out is also an establishing frequency. So there's these also two converging points of, you know, being here in the way that we are in the space, and then being here consecutively, almost like a rhythm with the rest of the planet that we're a part of, like boom boom, day in day out. And it's surreal. It's so cool to me. Like it's what's it, tapa, the fire of passion, the fire of passion to melt away things every day that don't serve you and leave that which is truth, love. And it's so crazy that is something in Hindu philosophy, one of the tapas. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? You see it everywhere. You see it everywhere. These collapses and then rebuildings of melting away and then restarting. And it doesn't have to be destructive. You know, you can melt something and reshape it as it is. And it's a little bit hard to conceive doing that with our planet. But we're doing that. And we're doing it with words, and we're doing it with actions. We're doing it with, what we're showing up for in our lives. We're doing it with the foods we're eating. We're doing it with the way we talk to other people. It's not a beating to death with a baseball bat and then burying it and then planting a seed over the top of it. It is a warm, and then melting it a little bit and then smoothing it out. That's how we're gonna do it, gently, lovingly. Unfortunately, that takes a fuck ton of time doing it that way. But once we accept that we are the infinity, suddenly time becomes a fraction, like a slither, if you were to take your entire life as time and you were like to okay, I don't know how to explain this, but in my mind, it like has a big, like object of like all of existence in my head, and then this object, like it scales up and it like zooms in next to it, and the closer it zooms in this object, its surface keeps fractaling on the side, and then it gets to a point of like your entire life in time represented on this planet, and then it takes that little ball of time represented and then it smears it like a smudge over this infinitely expanding fractal of infinity, and then it like zooms out, and it like zooms out and zooms out and zooms out and zooms and the thing that was as large as your imagination is now as small as nothing, and within that small as nothing, the amount of time that you spend here living is encaptured within. And that can feel like daunting and that you and your time is insignificant, but instead realizing that you're a part of that infinity, that you've literally made a mark on infinity. Right now you're making active marks. Every movement you make, every breath you take, every skin cell that flakes off of your body, every hair that grows by a like a what is this small by a plank length? Why not? Every single tick of existence. You're making marks on this universe. Choose to paint beautifully, right? Coming back to that painter and canvas. Choose to make beautiful marks. Remarks. Make beautiful remarks. Choose love. Choose love. And realize that we're all a part of that beautiful infinity. Mm. Oh goodness. I was imagining that the other way around, where instead of making the amount of time smaller and smaller and smaller, I was making I was getting closer and closer and closer to, seconds and then milliseconds. And then I was like in the milliseconds kind of like fractal. And then I took the time of my life and then it just like it covered the entire fractal. Because it's now. It is the amount of power, the amount of it's that divinity that you've been given with the now. To realize that you're the one completely looking through the lens of yourself at this universe. And you can shape that lens, polish it, melt it down and reshape it. Like you're powerful enough to do that. We all are. And we can respect others for the lenses that they've shaped themselves as well, because it's not easy shaping a lens. It really isn't. And no matter how distorted the light would come out, like I'm actually imagining this. Like I'm seeing two people living, making two lenses, and one lens is like perfectly clear. Like it is, of the highest quality lens that you could possibly get, and you can look through it, and you can properly see the truth in front of your eyes. And then you look through someone else's lens, and their lens, like got damaged while it was being melted. It wasn't melted properly enough, so it kind of reconsolidated into like weird, like inflections and little fractals of imperfection, if you will. And then looking through their lens, you see the same truth, but you see it completely warped and beautifully turbulenced, and even that would be beautiful. Even that would be an experience worth having. So complete, both sides of the infinity. No matter what it is you're going to do, no matter what it is your lens is going to be, you're going to have a beautiful experience. And just realizing that and taking that as a sense of empowerment, of realizing that you're going to live a good life. So live a good life. Just do it. You're already there. You're already there. And I feel I'm really trying to remind myself of that today as well. In this context of two people can look at the exact same truth and have completely different experiences. Because I came today with a sense of, isn't that neat? That they are that I am this. And now I'm realizing, kind of just melting into this idea as well, that it is just both sides. It's both sides. And if there wasn't that distorted, way of seeing it as well, the way of seeing it clearly wouldn't be as appreciated. You're playing a divine role. Every single one of us are. You just have to take responsibility. A word is coming up in my mind is pride as well. Like you have to be proud that you get to be who you are. Be proud of the things that you've been able to survive. And be proud of the things that you've, done for other people. Be proud of the things that you've done for yourself. Because look at how far it's brought you. And it's not over. It's not even close to over. We're going to do so much more, not only for ourselves, but especially for others. As we allow ourselves to love ourselves, we'll learn how to love others. And I feel like this space has shown me, you friends, have shown me that love is true in a way that it melts away everything else. And it leaves you, allows you just to be aware, gives you enough freedom to be. Goodness. I feel like I'm tripping out. If the joint gets him speaking in English, I want what he's smoking. Yes, 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 yes Eden with her witchy predictive skills. Freaking, how do you do that? I love it, Eden. I love it so much. You can have what I'm smoking. Just, come along. Come here. You can definitely have what I'm smoking. Hey, Nelson sê ek het net my vriend het my naam hier genoem en om Afrikaans te praat het jou aan my herinner. Dude, thank you for that, Nelson. Like it reminded me of you, brother Bear. It was so nice having you here. I think Nelson is one of the first people who just straight up spoke Afrikaans to me on stream or something. Like on his stream, I was like, show off, hello. Whoa, my brain is backtracking to English. It's like trying to put, the fractal of understanding in his hand. It's like, oh, bro, come on, please. I'm hearing sound, but I don't exactly know where to pull from. But technically, it does because it's there. All of the attachments to those sounds that I've made, that potential is still within you. Theoretically, it is 100% capable of understanding what it is I'm saying. It just has to run through all of the potential connections really quickly and have some sort of sorting system into yes and no, or like false or positive answers. Maybe like some sort of weighted system. If you're hip to pixel mapping, reach out to me and we'll head the community ArtPlace effort. Like, please reach out to me, Uncle Becky. Like, I don't know what the words you were saying means though. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do is to give us the information so we can all like be on the same page with what it is. Colors will be purple, pink, yellow, or green. Termites, the termites, please, they're coming. Must get some man fulfill the prophecy. No! Termites are good. We are termites. We are free. We are termites. We are free. We will not stop until all termites are free and allied with holy Oligma termites. Like, that was a trip. Oligma, that was a trip, dude. Thank you for sharing your side of the infinite with us. We need fire. Don't eat fire. Other side of Hello, Jacob. Thank you for joining us for the bear. Unfortunately, this conversation is not about termites today, as not the question. I mean, I lived into it, Uncle Becky. Seeing it two ways. Could be like, yes, dude. But I feel like I got to play a role almost. I got to be a Ligma for a second. Lost 10% of my sanity again. But fortunately, I can keep losing sanity. And there will still be that sane part of me that just is. Does it even have to be sane to be? A sanity? I don't even think so, no. I think even in insanity, it still sees. What a trip that is. There we go. Thank you, Enigma. Southern Energy, more April's Fool stuff. I mean, yeah, I had to be a little bit playful with the April Fools. Last time around, we didn't do anything, so this time I felt into it. Sagi says, unfortunately, because what's today is everything that comes out of everyone's mouth is a lie to me. Soggy Android. I mean, if every single word out of everybody else's mouth is a lie to you because you're trying to believe in your own truth, then I encourage it. But if every single person's word is a lie to you because you're scared, of there being any truth in their words, or you're scared of them changing you, or you're scared of, what their incentives might be, or any of those, like I feel it's very important for us to stay open and just hear, like see. It is the mark of a wise mind to be able to entertain an idea without accepting it as truth, right? So, like, you don't have to believe someone to listen to them. If anything, you can listen to someone, not believe them, and then learn something about yourself by listening to yourself, not believing them. So, like, whatever you do, Sagi, you're going to be on the right path, friend. But do it because you're trying to learn your truth, not because you don't want to hear the truth of others. Good day to you, Adam Z. Thank you for joining us. We have Orangu Panda joining us as well, saying, gotta love how you see the shirt and you instantly know what he's gonna be talking about. I'm happy that you are so, like in tune, actually, friend. What a trip. Being able to generate the fractal of information inside of your brain just with a visual stimuli. That's some power right there, dude. That's some, what did you call that? I mean, that has to be like some sort of superpower. And we have those superpowers, that's I call that seeing infinity. Like you're literally tapping into information that is available to you from infinity just by allowing yourself to see it. Looks like Indian Babas brainwashed the white skin. Good job. I mean, they're not far off, dude. And they're not far off. Like I wasn't brainwashed by any Indian Babas, but I have been looking into Hindu philosophy and mysticism, I guess would be other word for it as well, a lot. And it's very interesting. It is very interesting. And again, it is the wise of an intelligent mind to be able to entertain something without taking it or believing it to be fact. Doesn't have to be fact. You can just, I like Carl Jung says something very beautifully where he goes, archetypes are just lies we tell ourselves that reveal truths about us. So even if it's a lie, again, coming back to that point, you can see something in that. Judgmental little being. No, I don't think so at all, Lisa. I think it's beauty. I think it's just him, seeing, literally being able to see and knowing that truth. Like not only seeing that truth before being able to hear it, but then still allowing himself to show up and hear it still. So knowing exactly what's waiting, showing up for it. Peaceful acceptance is so key. Peaceful acceptance, friend. I hope that I hope that you can see it, and I know that you do. The ones of you that are open-eyed enough, you're looking at it right now. You're seeing it in yourself. How high are you right now? I smoke this much of my joint, maybe this much of my joint, that much of my joint. So I'm that amount of high, friend. Low E, Walmart, Jon Snow. What would I like go for at Walmart though? Like you can get some average, pretty high ticket items at Walmart, right? I hope like I go for at least like 10K. Goodness, that still sounds a little pathetic. Maybe just all nine. It's just 9,999K. Yes. Oh goodness. Thank you, though, friend. Like you were just, seeing some more patterns. Have you had a Camberwell carrot? I can't say I have. Love is the meaning of life. And that's what you are as well, friend. Thank you for sharing the love. Meltmore is a high quality human. No, you won't be. Deb, is the meaning of love? Is life the meaning of love too? Hmm. Yes. Because I feel if not for love, life wouldn't be, right? Because why would it? Mm. At least it feels like a truth to me. Thank you, Siobhan. Well, right? What if my lens is more like a kaleidoscope? You see, exactly, dude. I'm happy that you mentioned that. Exactly. That is perfectly beautiful as well. In fact, we make them that way. Instead of just seeing through a lens what you're looking at with your current reality, you distort that lens in different beautiful ways. And then by distorting that lens, now you're seeing a kaleidoscope, looking at your own reality, your own life, and tripping the fuck out because you're seeing more of the infinity. You're seeing different facets of the same infinity. And you always are. You literally cannot stop seeing facets of the infinity. But we limit that amount of information because experiencing all of it all the time, you would just melt. You're just turn into goo. So we're like, okay, let's just tune it back a little bit so we can human doing technically. Let's limit it back so we can human doing. So I can, put things in other things. Oh goodness. Being a human being is surreal. Ah, but realize, if you want to, you don't have to, of course. Realize that you're more than just a human being. That you are, in fact, an infinite being experiencing a moment of being human. And you're experiencing it in this moment. And this moment continues with you. As an infinite being, you are that center point of the infinity. Hmm. Understand. That is what the intention of this joint was today. Verstaan. Verstaan. Verstaan jij? Do you understand? Then you're on a fun trip. We all are, friend. Around the world, around the world, around the sun, around the sun, around a supermassive black hole. It's like we're all in that trip, dude. Is that a bird? What a lovely bird. Kaleidoscope moves. Hold on. Is that God? God, am I God? Oh, jeez, no, it's a mirror. Oh, hold on, a bird again. Exactly, exactly that. Thank you, Isaac. Are you me? Am I you? You look down at your hands, giving a thumbs up. I am. Yes, yes, dude. Yes, yes. Just I am. We all are that I am. All I am is the I that we are. That is what we are. We're this awareness, this knowing of, oh shit, here we are. Alexandre, in this moment, me and you, right now, here we are, dude. There was an infinite amount of experience we've had in our lives and our days, in entertainment and food and conversation and work and sleep. And then we get to be still for a second. We get to take a deep breath. Take 2 deep breaths. And know that here we are in this moment, safe enough to be here in this moment, calm enough to be here in this moment, loved enough to be here in this moment. Dude, Alexandre. I am what you are. I am what you are. You are what I am. The infinity loops. The infinity. Over and over again. Over and over and over again. Uh, yeah, Elke dich, smoke alien. I love you, beautiful alien in Danish. I love that so much. Thank you for sharing that, Eden. When you have no idea what day it is, every day it can be April Fool's. Ah, the fool, the jester. What an archetype that is, huh? So interesting how we find these, we see these parts of ourselves expressed in the outside world. And again, like I'm saying it a few times today to remind myself, the mark of an intelligent mind is to entertain an idea without accepting it as truth. These archetypes are us, but we are not defined by them. Are yes, like we're so much, we've been so much that doesn't define who we can be now. And it's so surreal. It's so surreal that there is an infinite amount of possibilities, an infinite amount of experiences, and yet this one you're having right now is infinitely unique. It has never been the way that you are right now in this moment, and there will be an infinite more because you have been all of them, but you can't be all of them. Like the all of them continues into infinity. Yeah, and it's still going. It's never gonna stop. You, the essential you that you are, cannot die. You cannot be separate from source. Never separate from source. Archaeologist, thank you for joining us. Bobby was saying it's a prankster fool's day. You should just show him my stream. Tell him that Melt had a stroke or something. That just maybe a little bit jarring as a April Fool's joke on a kid. Gotta use your infinity bucks to buy a melt at Walmart. Infinity bucks. Hmm. I'm just imagining what infinity bucks would look like. Infinity bucks. Oh goodness, what have you done, Eden? Now there's a whole new fractal going up in my like, no, please. Okay, fine. Hmm. Oh, what a good. Thank you, Eden. Maybe Juan Infinity Bucks. Sush plopping in to say hi. Just, I'm guessing. Thank you for joining us, Crayon. Hope you're well, my friend. Doing as well as I could be in this very moment. And being grateful that I've gotten this far, being happy that am taken care of in this moment. I have water to drink. I have food in my belly. I have birds chirping right now. I have breath. How are you doing, friend? How's life been treating you? How are you been treating yourself as life? Do you mean we can embody many archetypes, which is why none of them define us? I'm saying that you can do whatever it is you want to, friend. You can really, and I know it's so oversaid, it's so cliche, but you really can, and you will. You will. That's what you're doing. That's already what you're doing. All you have to do now is do it intentionally. Like really do it intentionally. Untitled, it's nice to have you here, friend. Just, start to manifest. Start to write down today exactly what it is you want to be. What it is that you being is going to do for the world. Why, if you will. How it is you think it can be done. Be grateful as if it's already done. And then surrender. Be like, okay, it's done. It's happened. And I have a weird journal. Like I have a hard time touching it right now. I I spent some time reading old pages, and now I have a hard time touching it. Because it's like word for word exactly what it is I was asking for is what we have right now. Eerily. Like eerily, like almost to the point where it feels like I'm tripping out while reading it. And now I want to make myself one. I want to bind it myself and stitch it, and I'm like, oh goodness. And you know what I want to do with it? I want to have like a big DNA like molecule at the front of it, and then I want to have 44 pages of it, and then I want to spend 44 pages with like little microdose capsules of psilocybin mushrooms, and then I want to write down something that I want to manifest for the world through DNA. And I think that thing is it's going to melt me. I cannot even imagine what that is going to do to my psyche. It's crazy how powerful we are as human beings if we just accept and practice our power. You're powerful. Who needs tears? And you can cry, friend, if you need to as well. Repeating that one, the mark of intelligent mind is to entertain an idea without having to accept it as truth. Thank you so much, Siobhan. It gives you freedom to literally be able to be with everything, because on the one side of it, it shows you that, or it can be like a carrot for you, right? To be like, oh, you can think about things that you don't agree with, and that would mean that you're intelligent. Ego. And then once you, I feel like, kind of melt your ego enough, it's the other side of, hey, you entertain a lot of ideas. Remember that they don't have to be the truth. Both sides of that infinity right there in a sentence. Hmm. Keeping both sides of you in check. Yeah, but I will stand, however, by this belief, this this feeling rather, right? And the feeling that I want to transmit then. You, as you are, hearing this right now, are hearing it for a reason. And you are powerful enough not only to have the life that you want, to live the dreams that you've been dreaming for yourself, but in doing so, to uplift the entire whole. Literally, by living your role, by doing what it is you're here to do, you benefit the entire infinity. Not only humanity in this moment, not only this planet in the lifetime that you'll be here for, but literally all of existence. You are that infinity, friend. That's why you're here. That's why we're all here. And it's our responsibility to not only wake up ourselves to that reality, but to try and live into that reality to the point where others can see it in us as well. When I told Bob to get off the phone, time for school, he says, yes, mom, grab his things and blew me a kiss as he skipped into school. How beautiful. Knows what needs to be done. I feel for that little dude so much. Random, it might seem small, but oh my goodness. No, it's beautiful, Aunt P. Thank you. The rest and quality time I provided him yesterday really showed itself in that moment. And it's crazy because all of that, like love and quality time that you spent, it was reciprocated in such a small moment, right? Like the balance would feel so uneven, and yet it's not. Because it's still two sides of an infinity. Oh goodness, thank you for sharing that so much, Auntie. That was a lovely and inspiring answer. You are a lovely and inspiring person, and because you are here, you allowed me to share the lovely and inspiring answer. I have no idea what the fuck I want to do, and that's a good place to start, friend. What have you done? Have you tried doing things and then seeing whether or not you like that? That's how I figured out that this is what I want to do, dude. Like I was doing a bunch of things. I was like, this sucks ass. Why am I unhappy? And then I started doing the thing that I was supposed to do, and then suddenly my life was like, oh shit, now I'm happy. Soul living its purpose. And I was like, oh, sick. Thank you, soul. Literally almost killing me with unhappiness so that I can live into a true happiness. So just listen to yourself, friend. You have the answers. You really like I'm not here to give you the answers. I'm here to guide you in the direction where you'll find the answers within yourself. I was trying to manifest my ex last year because I loved him. What a loss of time. At least I manifested a new job and a new apartment. Manifesting when you're too attached to the outcome, there it seems to always backfire. Every single time it backfires. If you're completely attached to the exact outcome, that's why like the last step is to surrender. To be like, oh shit, I got this. I let go. I give it back. It's done. Literally as if it's done. When you have this like, I need this. I need this is what I need. And if it doesn't happen, I'm gonna be like losing my mind. And then life is like, oh yeah? Oh yeah, you're gonna lose your mind, are you? It takes it away from you. Just melt it away first. That's when it comes. Yeah, just melt it away. It's not what you need. It's not what you are. It's not the truth. It's not the actual truth. Hello, person. Hello, you. Thank you for joining us. I live in South Africa. On B, these are the small things that make love so present. Sweet little bub. It's beautiful, right? Thank you, Jovan. Here, have something just for you. You have given me a moment of your consciousness. Thank you, game. I appreciate that, friend. That is so big. He's giving you that grace and love that you poured into his being this whole life. It's incredible to see that piece of you and Uncle Becky be so incredible. There we go. Isaac, mind tuned into infinity. Thank you, brother Bear. My journal is the same shit 10 years ago as right now. One big loop. Yeah, right? Exactly, dude. And it's crazy because you realize that in certain parts of your life you didn't know what you wanted. And that is the biggest thing. People don't know what they actually want. And they think it's like a certain lifestyle, they think it's a certain amount of ownership over things. They think it's a certain amount of power. Think it's a certain amount of intimacy. Think like there's so many stories that the world tells us. All of those stories, is somewhere or another monetizing us. You don't need any of it. You don't need any of it. And then when you realize that the only thing that truly matters is being content and happy with loved ones, come what may with the rest of it. And you live into that truth for yourself and do things that you know is going to be a part of that journey. Be it in creating art, movies, like you are literally creating a space for people to be in. If you've made a work of art, you have created a space for people to be in. Because now, as we're looking at the same piece of art, we are in exactly the same space, in mind, as observer, looking at what you've created. And it's the same with the clothes that you wear, and you can say things without saying things. Like if you just choose to wear a, a plain t-shirt and a pair of shorts, it can say again to me that instead of feeling like you want to decorate, all of the decorations already inside, right? Like it all within infinity. You cannot make a mistake. All you have to realize is that you are that. You awareness, that present moment of experience. And that this present moment of experience all there ever is. And we're choosing what you're doing right now and living your way and you live your life in the future, which is now, then you should start doing it right now. Just do it. Just live your life. You already are doing it. Don't worry about what other people think about you. Dance. You know, lose your mind sometimes. It's okay. It's beautiful. You'll know. You'll know what you want. You just have to go and find it within you. Mm. But when sadness comes, you should accept it too. We're always content, and that's fine too. It is, friend. It's all about being in this moment and knowing that this moment is what it is. That is what contentment means. Not so much being content with your current emotional state. I'm very, very right now. Oh shit, I'm feeling like ass. Here I am, feeling like ass. That's just what it is. Oh, here I am, absolutely overjoyed and, beyond myself to the point where I can't formulate a sentence. Here I am right now. And it shouldn't be something to be ashamed of. It should just be something that you're present with. That way we learn, because in that way we're paying attention. Always think when you should of who you are and what you feel. You got it, dude. You know. You know exactly, Alexandre. My heart literally exploded with wholesomeness and gratitude. Thank you so much for being willing to share some of that melting love with us as well. I appreciate it, Anvi. Oh boy, I cry all the time. I emote a lot. Feel free, friend. Express yourself. Thank you so very much, friend, for unknowingly being a piece of what he will become one day. Like we're that melting collective right now, a bunch of loving beings sharing love with one another, re-encouraging one another, supporting one another, being there for one another consecutively, like a bright burning fire that we all can warm our hands with, all can light our torches with to go back into the world. It is so beautiful, and it's so like such a massive opportunity to be a part of it with your friends. You will unknowingly always be a piece of me as well. Is this even live? It's jokes. It's live, friend. Believe it or not, it's maybe a little bit delayed with the presence I have with chat, but in this moment, me and you are in this moment. It is. What a cool how cool it is to think about that. Imagine all the people here sending that love received to even just one person, let alone raising a child with goodness. That's why Haywire Hill is changing the world. Yep, exactly, Isaac. And I'm thinking about Eden as well. Like Eden and Corey, of course. They're like actually starting to raise a child with this loving energy that we have of one another right now in a way that is and just seeing, hearing the stuff that they're doing with their babies, it inspires love in me. It inspires love in me, and I'm not even the one raising the child. Just, just imagine that, and it's not just happening to me. Oh, it's so beautiful. Thank you, Eden, saying, "Oh, that is amazing. Good job, Mama. So nice to see all the efforts not wasted. It never will be. Absolutely never will be. You're gonna make me cry right now. Actually, cry, friend. Cry if you need to cry. It's completely okay. That is 100% not why I'm here. Then, again, friend, everything I'm saying is something for you to reflect on, not something for you to believe. I'm just the other side of your infinity. So if you hear me say words and you're like, absolutely not, Melt, that shows you something about you. You don't have to listen to me. You have just to listen to you. I remember watching you at day 254. Do you own Bitcoin? I don't own Bitcoin. College dropout. You can send me some, friend, then I will. Just like sees a little crack in the door, puts foot in it. That's anything you love, friend. I'm joking. Thank you for your presence. Why are you here? Are you seeking something specific? I'm not really like asking or feeling like he's seeking for something specific, just trying to find himself maybe on B. Thank you for the platinum, dropping a fat plat NCC from 1965. Were you born in 1965? If you were, you're older than my dad by a bit. NCC. What's that supposed to mean? Please do tell, friend. I'm curious all of a sudden. You might let it drop. Hookers cooking, TNT, everything. Do all of those things serve you? It's jokes. I guess like you probably get it if your username is it's jokes, right? Like the cosmic giggle. But those things don't really serve us. You know, hookers, cocaine, DMT. You know, like even DMT, like all of that's one of the things that I actually could resonate with. Also has a time and a place, dude. And I feel the time and the place in which I will be comfortable doing DMT again is a decade from now. You know, when I'm 33 or something, or exactly. See what it's gonna be like again. But for now, I don't think everything is going to be as significant of an experience as what is around you right now, right? The everything that you're experiencing just in this moment. Part of that everything is Pippi sleeping on the grass right now, just like knocked out. I don't know if I'll be able to show you. Maybe on this one. Oh man, just lifted her head. Ears completely raised. High alert. If there's danger, she'll know about it. Huh, Pippi? Where's the danger? You see? I told you, she's so dramatic. So freaking dramatic. Like, her ears are raised. And I'm like, oh, what's there? Is there something? Suddenly she's like in a whole state. Oh, that's so true. You're the ugliest dude I ever saw. 1st of April 2022. It's good to see you again, my man. Super, super busy. Hope you have a great day. You really help many people here. Crispy, thank you for joining us, my friend. It's so nice to have you here. Sending you love. You're helping as well. You might not know it. You might not even notice it. Other people might not even notice it, but you are helping. Oh, I know a guy. Don't worry. There we go. Thank you for dropping by. Absolutely. Ever so often, it's like the stream dangles a piece of meat over the troll bridge, and they all come holes. And unfortunately, their greed usually leads them over the edge, and then a very beautiful, river of water catches them gently, drags them away. No, 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 come here, come here, come here. We're gonna take you to the infinite ocean. And they're like, no, no, starts furiously pedaling. Like, no, no, no. Come to the ocean. Dude is dropping truth bombs. Friend, the truth is in you. I'm just making sounds. On the daily, it must be a really unsatisfying stream for trolls. Here we are to crash the vibe, steps on vibes made of diamonds and breaks dust. Stupid hips don't even get me. Just like, I completely understand where you're coming from. How about you sit down and tell me more about it? You can literally the whole time just tell me how much you hate me, and I'll be like, oh, okay. But why? Why exactly? Oh, for this reason, and this reason. Okay. And these reasons do you hate me for them because you're scared of seeing them inside yourself? Because you're scared of, having seen them in other people and then it not being true? Having seen it and it being true, why exactly is it you're scared? Why exactly is it something that you feel you need to defend? Why is it something that you feel offensive about? There's so much depth. There's so much depth to everything we do. And like it's almost like the initial reaction can be very negative. And then if we just ask ourselves, is love if love is true, we can instantly kind of switch that around again. Looking good, my man. Thank you, friend. Been losing weight, trying to exercise more, doing yoga. I'm trying to, like, dude, I'm falling behind. I wish, if it wasn't for privacy reasons, I would like send you friends a photo. But like Christian, and at the end of last year, me and him like was like exercising together, and he was like, "Bro, by the end of next year, we're gonna have a flex off, and we're going to be super critical about who worked the hardest in this year." And Christian knows exactly who I am. So he's like taking his finger in my brain and like doing that. And then he sends me a photo of him doing like a one hand uh like handstand basically with his legs wide. And his legs are like supported against the wall, but he's using one hand to support his entire body weight and his feet are just like balanced against the wall. And I'm like, bro, he's so much freaking stronger than me. So I'm trying. I'm trying, dude, but I'm not trying fast enough. I need to get good. I need to get really strong so I can beat Christian. He will not defeat me because I'm going through to his place at some point, and we're following this ridiculously intense yoga flow, I guess you could call it. That is as absurd. Like you're literally at the end of like a 30-minute session, you feel like you've been run over by a truck or something, and your shavasana, your death pose at the end of it, almost feels like you're being you're melting. Like you actually feel like you're melting in that moment. It is surreal. So I wanna catch up. He's such an inspiration. He really is. Bring your mind into the present moment. Time now is the only place to be. NCC. Thank you so much for sharing that truth as well, friend. These damn hippies never take the bait. I'm trying to destroy your ego. Why are you boosting mine? Trolls morph into a little goblin. Too much love. Goblins morphs into a puppy. Come here. Yeah, sometimes they bite, sometimes they're a little bit spicy. Sometimes they're so calm that they just want to be still. Look at those eyes. She looks more stoned than I am. Mash, 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 mash. Mash, 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 mash. Mash, 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 mash. Asha, mash. Mash, 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 mash. Okay, you sweetie, sweetie. You're freaking sweetie, sweetie, sweetie. Oh, yeah, mash, mash, mash. Words cannot describe the love I have for that being. Good morning, sirs. This is Mr. Jumpin' Jack Jumanji. It makes me smile to see you spreading awareness daily. Keep it up. Thank you, friend. I will. You too. You too. Thank you for doing the same. My imagination is high fiving your imagination. Mm. Okay. Actually, the more I thought about it, the more it made sense. Ian smooths Puppy and gives extra love and treats Poops all the snoots. Puppy melts. Thank you so much for sharing that, Edith. Like that is just melting my mind thinking about it. I really sound effects when I read that. Imagine our imaginations putting sunglasses on, throwing a match behind us, and walking away from an explosion. Okay. So, like initially, I was imagining like almost the fractal kind of like from you, like your body cannot even contain the amount of light that you have as a being, right? So there's this light body of yours extending out of your main body, and it like fractals out, and then that fractals out into a larger and larger unifying oneness. And then your like I was just imagining your fractal of like beingness into the realm of light or the realm of oneness, kind of high-fiving one another, and it was like a this beautiful fractal unified thing, and then I had to like pluck them out of that scene and put them in a badass exploding badass exploding scene. The cool guys don't look at explosions. Just like wow, like these almost like fractals exploding and making sounds instead of just being like a and then it firing, just like and then you being so cool not to want to look at that absolute show behind you. Yeah. Thank you so much for that, Isaac. Cosmic giggle. Peppy barks. My dog wakes from her slumber, looking worried. What's this trouble in South Africa? There's no trouble in South Africa. I wish they could know when they were lying, because Peppy lies a lot. Because there's like a printer, bzz, 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 and then suddenly it's like high alert, end of the world right now. Like the world is ending. It's just a printer. That thing that you hear that you cannot see is just a printer. She's so dramatic. I love her to bits. Like I think her extreme alertness is why her ears are also so perky. Just want to wedge my toes in and say I'm here watching. I love y'all so much as we love you, Heather. You cannot ever be separate, even if you don't show up again for a million years. We love you so much. Thank you for making your presence known, for us being able to see you, to know you, Fractal. Okay. When someone stops what they're doing to listen to my kiddo trying to tell them something is my absolute favorite. Everyone walks away with a smile. Thank you. I mean, the dude knows. Like those people that want to listen know that there is something to be heard. Exercise is such a great thing, not just for the body, but for the mind as well. Good on you for starting good habits. Thank you so much for the encouragement, friend. Kiddos need to be listening too. I try to always be aware of their little voices. They have important viewpoints. They have literally divinely unique viewpoints before it's tainted by the rest of reality, by the rest of bias, by the opinions of peers. They get to see the world. So we need to listen to them even more so than anybody else. Shoot! If it keeps up this week at the Little Caesars, he'll be saying, nice. We've gotten free sauce, a couple of quarters, even a whole piece of him holding the door for everyone. Oh, that is so freaking nice. Little Bubby is such a divine little being. European looking African hippie isn't real. It can't hurt you. European looking African hippie. I like that. I do like that. It feels almost like, like there is some sort of melting together of mindsets happening there as well. Because I am fully African, literally. I was born in Africa, right? Ek is Afrikaans. Ek praat een van die tale wat van Suid-Afrika afkom. Een van soos 11 miljoen mense, right? So European looking African hippie isn't really can't hurt you. Here I come, Odin. Here I come, Odin. Grief. The prophecies is true. I have awoken from my slumber. Thank you for joining us, dude. It's nice to have you. Pippi's got my jaws clenched. I'm feeling that much, right? She's so freaking adorable. And I feel like she's grown up right now. But she's the smallest pup that we've had. I think so, right? Oh, maybe Flacky was a little bit smaller. She's adorable though. Beautiful personality. It's so crazy watching them develop as beings because you get to see them with that infinite potential, and then you see them collapse into this fractal of understanding, and you can influence that fractal depending on how you treat your little companion. You're going to influence their fractal. It's kind of surreal. If you are African, yeah, you're dead on, friend. You're dead on. In bed at night, here's bang. What was that? Must have been my imagination, laying in bed, terrified, slowly hears from the other room. Indeed! Indeed! I love that so much. Oh goodness. Busts through the freaking door. I was like, tut, 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 like four knocks actually. Tut, 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 tut. Who is it? It's love. No, no, my friend, love is true. No, please. And then, like, if you don't open the door, they can only be melt more. Goodness, I'm ruining myself for myself. Melts through the door. At the other side of the door, I told you. Indeed. And greetings upon you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me in this fucking moment. Oh goodness, I'm tripping out. Thank you so much for sharing that as well. Isaac. Thank you, Odin, for creating such a scene. So you are African. Never name every deadly disease. No, friend. I mean, I had malaria at some point. If that gives me Africa points, the ego will totally disappear. The best way can be is to manage. Well, the best we can do is manage it so it doesn't control us entirely. Exactly. You know, and you're not supposed to. I feel melt the parts of your ego away that's attached and befriend the parts of your ego that you need. That's like the mindset that I've been like living by, basically. To instead of just trying to completely dissolve my ego, you know, into disillusion, I am trying to melt away certain parts, almost like looking at it as a tree as well, and knowing that my tree grew in certain ways because of the way that I was, you know, raised, and then pruning branches and being like, nah, this shit doesn't have a place anymore. And then going by that, nice weather there. I mean, yeah, actually, it is pretty nice weather. It's been like kind of the transition period, autumn, I guess you call it. So getting into winter right now. Okay. What the dog doing? Just chilling, dude. Literally doing her job, being a doggo, sleeping and running around, barking at things, getting scritches, eating food for free, trying to sleep on my bed, you know, the huge. Living their little fractals. They're playing their little roles. Woohoo! Theme song. Nice Pippi scratches. She has the look almost like she's smiling. Sometimes I swear, she is. Her little soul is definitely smiling. Hello, I'm from Sao Paulo, Brazil, and you, I am from South Africa. Thank you for joining me all the way from Brazil, friend. How sick it is that we can be in this moment together. Shelly, so much love to you. Again, thank you for joining us. Oh, so excited. When you're an adult and you can eat spaghettios out if you want to, just so you know. Exactly that. You can do whatever you want to. I can show you the world. I can open a can of spaghettios. I can put it in the microwave, even though I know it's bad. Oh goodness, I love you, man. I listened to you do some of my darkest moments, and it truly helped you shine a light. So much love to you, Alexandre. It makes me happy to know that it does something, right? This consecutive burning of our light, our love for one another, is actually doing something. It's not just for naught. We're sending love into this world. Ripples. Ripples, ripples, ripples. Thank you for putting out ripples as well. Melt's imagination leads me to think he could write a script for a Quentin Tarantino flick. I just need to have a team. Heather, it's gonna happen. All of it. It's a matter of time. Step by step, day by day, in this moment, by this moment, living the life that we want to live now. And then when we live the lives we want to live now, we'll live the lives we want to live tomorrow. And so on and so forth until we can do all of that. Thank you so much, Heather, for seeing it as well and believing in this space. I love you so much. European looking African hippie. I think you've already done that one. Thank you. It was a good one though. I really enjoyed it. No, these are new and useful. Now I'll take some that we've read though and grown out of and passed them along. Truly, these will be used. Thank you so much, Aunt B, for being so resourceful and useful. And also, only streamer that trolls himself, African Fight. I mean, I'm just a person. I'm just a person. I know what it is we are, but we all know what it is we are. I'm not special in that. All it is we're doing is addressing that parts of ourselves, being like, away, no more pretending. Now we gonna be here, be here, and then being willing to kind of play some, some jokes on myself, listen to the things that people say, and actually feel if there might be some truth in it, instead of just please, please shy away. Mel comes like the tooth fairy anytime there's a synchronicity. Oh goodness, it's both sides of the infinity. It's so beautiful. Thank you, Isaac. Emma was really excited, saying that she has seen the Warrior book and wants to read them. She's checking today to see if they can also go towards her AR points at school. Oh, that's so cool! Like AR, something reading. No, not acquired. Hmm. Something reading at least. So maybe she has to read books for school, and then she just reads books of her own and then gets some points for that. I hope so as well. It would be pretty cool. Why prune the branches of your ego over attachment to what should or should not be part of our ego is what gives it the influence, what negatively affects our consciousness. Why not instead acknowledge it there and simply let it be? Guppy kisses because parts of my ego, is a very naughty boy. It indulges s- like an insane person, like to the point where you're like, is this a wild animal I'm watching right now? What is wrong with him? Type of behavior. So I'm aware of that parts of myself, and I still allow that parts of myself. Like the branch can grow a little bit again, but I don't allow that part of myself to grow out of control anymore. So it is this willingness to admit that there are parts of myself that don't serve me, and to make changes, at least in my day-to-day life, in the largest part of the infinity, and then allowing individualized moments of infinity to actually break out of that again, just trying to live as much as we can into what's good for us, dude. And the ego, at least in my opinion, gets in the way with that so much, to the point where we don't treat ourselves well, and then the ego has the means to tell us even more negative stories. Dude, I think there is a mosquito drinking Pippi's blood right now, but I don't want to slap down on her. Like, I would be willing to slap down on myself, but I would be willing to resist. Maybe just. Oh man, I missed it. Oh, did I miss it? It actually drank blood from Pippi. I didn't know they could do that. I mean, I guess I should have. I guess I did know they could do that, but I didn't know they could do it to dogs. Like, it literally put its little sucker thingy through Pippi's fur. It was standing on Pippi's fur. Hmm. Now I'm gonna be curious. I'm gonna see if she's gonna scratch herself on her little shoulder. See if it affects her the same way it does us. Oh, my Minecraft ones were freaking epic. Sorry, like, unfortunately, I didn't play enough Minecraft. Letting go of the process to repeat indefinitely. Tell the ego in you everything will be okay. I love you. Everything will be okay. I love you. I love you. Hmm. Thank you so much, Alexandre. The ego can grow out of hand. There we go. Just trim them in a bit. Same thing as we said. It's so beautiful. More synchronicities. Fabulous. There are two more here. A three with no one, and two and a one with no others. Whoa. Okay. activates brain. Fabulous. There are two more here. A three with no one, and two and the one with no others, and two more Minecraft for Buddy. I think that is, winner mind melting comment for the day, Shelly. Meltport, did you see how your life lessons was used by my family to do us good yesterday? I sent you a DM. I don't think I've had the chance to read it just yet. Did you send it on the Discord or on my like direct messages on the Meltmore page? A Reddit account, I guess. Like I'll check it out, Shelly. I don't think I've seen it just yet. Thank you so much for letting me know. I feel like for me, I find the ego is also responsible for those thoughts of insignificance, insecurity, and jealousy. Those are the parts I'd like to melt away. My ego keeps me pushing to be a good person, but I want love to drive how I feel. I see that in you as well, Isaac. Like it's apparent, Brother Bay. I just hope you know that. Thank you so much. Accelerating reading. Yup, yup. Thank you for beginning this conversation. Genuinely. Love to see all the critical responses. We're here for you, Guppy. We're here to share with you, friend. For the team, here's the story. Shelly Jr. took Mr. Shelley's phone holder off of the bike because Mr. Shelley broke two arms using a bike phone holder. Oh, using a cell phone while he's driving, I'm guessing. I shared Mel's story with Mr. Shelley, and Mr. Shelley took that with him when he kindly asked for his phone holder back. I want to read the rest. Mr. Shelley Jr. yells at Mr. Shelley because he wants to protect Mr. Shelley from his own actions and choices. 1 year ago, in July, Mr. Shelley used his phone holder while biking and broke both arms. So we got a new phone holder the other day and has plans to use it or to put it on his bike, I guess. Who? Thank you for sharing that with us, Shelley. Shell. Hi there. You're okay with both? That is so surreal, especially with the amount of synchronicity that this exchange is happening at as well. And I know how your wat was het geweest? Yeah, I'm also curious. Basil? 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 He probably has his earphones on. That wouldn't surprise me. I'm just screaming into the void right now. Like, oh yeah, I didn't tell you, friends. My parents just left. They were like, they came home. My mom, like, while I was coming back from yoga, setting up for the stream, she was like, take the dog food out of the car, and I was like, okay, puts it on the little freaking words right now. Like as soon as I start describing normal human interaction, now I have a hard time. I put the bag onto the little hill, the little wall. Damn it! I am butchering it. I put the little bag on the wall, and I'm like, why are you in such a rush for it to get out of the car? I could have done it, after I streamed. I don't have a lot of time. And she's like, oh, we're leaving soon. And I'm like, oh, leaving where? Like, oh, we're going to Rustenburg. And I was like, oh, this is news. And she's like, yeah, this is happening. And like, apparently my dad wants to go and meet family. I don't know where. It's so surreal sometimes, like completely being out of the loop. Even my mom was completely out of the loop, but yet they're still going. And I think they're going to be gone for the whole weekend. Mm-hmm. Then what happened? We got some more info. Same. Thanks for the words. It's so important to share. How can we learn from ourselves if we already know everything we know? Exactly. Thank you so much, Isaac. Hmm. What's that red sack around your neck? It looks like a hacky sack for practice football juggles. Oh, excuse me. It's a lighter, friend. Or at least a lighter holder disguised as a little mushroom. And this is a piece of the scarf that I one of the scarves I have that just like suddenly melted off of the rest of it. And I don't know, there's no clear evidence as to where this little piece of scarf melted off of the rest of it, which is even more surreal. So yeah, and this, yeah, just yeah, yeah. So much about our world is trippy, and the more of it that we keep, the more of it that we allow ourselves to see, the more surreal life becomes. And I feel like it's almost like a ride, like a balance, like a pushing of the limits of your own consciousness. And thank you for asking, friend, what this is. Mm. Oh, love. I can see Mr. Shelley Jr. would be worried. I can think so as well. Makes me hurt to think about it. It was really a beautiful experience to take a walk yesterday and share your very ouch breakfast story and have a ring directly with Mr. Shelley. Here is our conclusion for you. This is exactly the perfect experience of you and your family right now. It is universal and precious. If it were any other way, it would be wrong. And it's probably going to happen one day with me and my kids as well. And I would like to believe that I'll try to be as present and open to their teachings as well. I'm trying to train for that as well as much as I can. Love is true. Day trip for Melt Mom and Melt Dad. Good for them. Also, my sister is going with them. Vessel, my younger brother, was like, nah, I'm not going anywhere. I have a laptop here and internet access, so he's dead. Cheers to him. I'm happy he's here, actually. Don't have to be completely alone. Mm, if it were any other way, it would be wrong. I'm so happy that you're saying that. I just wanted to read that again. That it really is universal. That is happening to every single one of us, and I just get to be one side of that perspective, one little fraction of that infinity, as we all are. We love you. I love you, friends, so much. Shelly, thank you. Like I cannot thank you, friends, enough. And this is almost like a paradox that I've put into my mind, kind of branded with the infinity as well. I cannot thank you, friends, enough for how much I appreciate you showing up right now. So I'm going to keep showing up to thank you. And then if you friends show up, then I'm gonna keep showing up to thank you. If you friends show up, I'm gonna keep showing up. Because we love each other. I love you. Thank you so much for taking a moment to be here with me. Can y'all imagine a mini melter? Like leads the way, little human. I dude. On B, don't even get me started. I'll I'll just melt. I cannot even imagine. I cannot even imagine. Maybe if I can start imagining, then I'll be ready. Because that fractal is like just white light almost. It's like, oh yeah, I'm a kid, and it's like a flashbang. It's like, Shwang! I'm like, okay, okay. Ah, ah, no, not ready. Not ready. Thank you for joining us. Okay, whoa. I think I've missed some of them. The ego is the inner child that needs to be consoled and not crushed. Exactly, befriended. Come visit in Paris. I'll be glad and honored to be your Parisian guide. Dude, like, don't threaten me of a good time, as we like to say. It's gonna happen, friend. I just when the world allows, we'll have the finances to do stuff like that. Mm. Can you imagine when you melt there? Continue melting at Meltmore's Patreon. I do, in fact, have a Patreon. If you're like, how the hell does this dude survive doing exactly what it is he's doing right now? And you're like, how? Like, is that even possible? Technically, no. Only you. Yes, you can make that a reality. And if you like pretty things, I do make these pretty things. I basically create out of what it is I'm wearing right now. I take like a little photo for the YouTube thumbnail every day, and then I take that photo with the geometry of 1 to 9, and I fold it into a fractal, and I make a new flower, within existence, somewhere in infinity, in this infinity that we're a part of. I make a flower for you. And if you wanted to see stuff like that, like I've made, I think officially 90. Was it 90? Yeah. I think yesterday was the official 90 number. So I had 10 complete sets of this 1 to 9 flower geometry in these different colors and patterns and psychedelic waves. It's quite surreal. And I have plans to do more with them as well, but it's been such a beautiful experience just sharing flowers with you friends, offering you a flower as, someone would offer it to a beloved. Because I freaking love you so much. So freaking much. Greetings to you, Mr. Butthole. Just tuning in. It's so nice to have you here, friend. I am just tuning out, and it's not because of you. It's just because I do have a call very soon, which I'm looking forward to, and I want to have a moment of quiet before I have that. Thank you for joining me, for sharing love in this moment, for being that which is love. Okay, Guppy just shared a big ass text, which he probably has been typing on. So I feel I would be a little bit of an asshole if I just skipped over that one. So he says it's surreal that these moments exist. It's so rare in my day-to-day life to hear another person expressing love, to have a space created where it is accepted and to open from prejudice and expectation. And we just get to exist in this realm of love. Jovan, do I even have to say it? Please, please, if you be willing to screenshot that one. Goodness, Guppy, you are that love, friend. Again, we've just allowed ourselves to be that reflections of love in this world, to be the ones carrying that torch of love. And you've been carrying it, friend. And you were like, where? Is that a light there somewhere in the distance? And you're like starting to walk towards it. And you find a bunch of people holding torches together. And they're like, oh, I see, I see. You're also a light bearer, are you? Yes, I bear light, in fact. Share light with people. Nice. Can you give me some of your light and I'll give you some of mine? It's like, yeah, sure. Both of you have twice as much light. Hmm. This is a thing. We can do this. Yes, we can. Guppy, thank you for doing it with us. Thank you for sharing some of your light, friend. Thank you so much, every single one of you. I appreciate you. For you, friends, all my love. Have it. Have it all. Thank you. Chauvin, so much for the love, my friend. You were welcome and accepted. Haywire Hill. Yes, you are. Please do join the community, friend. I dig it too. I often think how wonderful it is that we all agree to love first and ignore the baggage. Baggage. The illusion. The parts of the fractal that made you, but not of the fractal that you're going to be. Look at this dude. There's that little moth dude. Man, almost looked like he was coming for a drink of water. Would have liked if he came and like sat on my hand. I can show you the palm of my hand. I think he's on some adventure again. Melt this on a daily. Yes, I am, friend. Because, like as you say, it is so rare. What's the exact words? I want to recreate it. There we go. It is so rare in my day-to-day life to hear another person expressing love. Like I had the exact same experience, dude. I was like, what the fuck? Why is everybody so? The world is gonna end, and I was like, bruh, the world has ended. Let's build a new world, and that was the start of 2021. And we've been showing up consecutively for that love for one another. So thank you for showing up as well, friend. You're here. You're here to love. Thank you. Oh, little Jovan. I'll leave some love for the others. Melton Daily. Friends, again, thank you. I love you and appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. Beloved friend, Alexandra.